guys, and welcome back to Paradise Lost in Books. I'm Christy, and today I'm bringing you my spring wrap-up. I don't really read enough books in 1 month to constitute a wrap-up a month, so I think I'm going to stick with this 2-month thing. I might get more read over the summer since teachers have the summer off, which is really nice, but I'm also going to be going on a lot of vacations and stuff, so we'll see. But for now, we're going to talk about what I read in April and May this year. So the very first book that I read in April was the Kane Chronicles Survival Guide. I mentioned this book in my book haul from Kansas City. I got this at Prospero's and I read it like immediately in a day as soon as I got it because it was super cool and I was really excited about it. So, I mean, it's a short book, but I think it counts. Like, I literally read it cover to cover, so it counts. Next up in April, I read Wizard and Glass by Stephen King. This is the 4th book in the Dark Tower series, and again, I'm listening to the audiobooks for all of these, so I didn't actually read this beautiful edition that my boyfriend owns, but I did listen to it, and it was really, really good, and probably my favorite or second favorite in the series so far. Next in April / the beginning of May, I read the entire ACOTAR series. I did a reread of... They're out of order. I did a reread of ACOTAR and ACOMAF leading up to the release of A Court of Wings and Ruin at the beginning of May, and I read them super, super fast. I was doing testing when ACOWAR was released, thankfully, so I had a lot of downtime at work that I could read, and I literally read it in like a day and a half, if even. So, yeah, I have book banters coming for the last 2 very soon. The next book that I finished reading sometime between the end of April and the beginning of May was Cress by Marissa Meyer. I don't know why this took me so long to read, but it was definitely the best in the series so far, and as you can tell from my page flags, I am working on a book banter for this book as well. The next book I read in May was The Wind Through the Keyhole by Stephen King. This is kind of a companion novella to the Dark Tower series. It's like book 4.5, which is why I read it next after Wizard and Glass. I really liked it. It was a nice little break from the main storyline, and it was a fun, quick listen. Next up in May, I read The Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. I'm finally getting caught up on my Alcrate books because after I got April's book, I was like, wow, I've gotten a lot of Alcrate books and I haven't read any of them. So I read this one first because I was the most interested in it, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to do a book banter on this one as well, so stay tuned. And the next book that I read in the last 2 months is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Another Alcrate book from April. It was a cute, fun read. It wasn't like my favorite contemporary romance that I've ever read, but I am going to do a book banter on this one as well. So there's going to be a lot of book banters coming at you very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Oh, I forgot a book that I read in April because I don't have the physical copy anymore because I borrowed it from a friend, but I did finish Exit West by Mohsin Hamid in April. I added it to my March wrap-up because I thought for sure I would finish it in March, but I didn't. I finished it at the beginning of April, but I'm gonna do a book banter on this one too, so if you want to know my thoughts on that one or any of the other ones that I mentioned, just keep an eye out because I'm gonna be very busy with book reviews in the forthcoming months. All right, I don't usually do TBRs, but I do have a very short June TBR that I'm gonna do because there are a few books that I'm like, I really, really want to get this read, so I'm gonna make those a priority, and then anything else that's on like my Goodreads want to read list or anything, I'll just kind of get to it as I get to it. All right, so first and foremost, I have to finish the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. Why do I always put them out of order when I show them to you guys? So that means listening to Song of Susanna and The Dark Tower in the forthcoming months. I probably won't finish it until early July because the 7th book is pretty long. And I'm still 5 hours left of book 5. So with that in mind, it's probably gonna be early July before I finish it. But as long as I finish it before the movie comes out on August 4th, then it's okay. Next book that I am definitely gonna read this summer, Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. Another Alcrate book from May this time, but I really want to stay on top of it with the May books because I don't want to get behind and be like, oh, I'll read those later, and then never get around to reading them, which tends to happen with a lot of books that I buy. I am also 100% planning on reading Alex and Eliza by Melissa de la Cruz. Ever since I got into Hamilton, I've just been obsessed with their story. I've done a lot of historical research, and I'm planning on reading the Chernow biography of Hamilton. But I think this will be a fun, cute little historical romance to read to kind of give me those romance feels that I'm looking for with the Hamilton story. And the next book that I am planning on reading this summer is The Flame of the Mist by Renee Ahdieh. I actually already started reading it, which is why the dust jacket isn't on there, and I have a bookmarker in it. But I have a really hard time physically reading more than one book at a time, and I'm almost done with Care of All, so I've kind of put this one on hold until I finish Care of All. I can listen to an audiobook and I can read a paper book, but it's really hard for me to divide my focus. My boyfriend has like 4 paper books he's reading right now, and I just don't understand how he does it because I just can't do that. It's too much multitasking, too many stories to try and keep straight in my head. All right, guys, that is it for my spring wrap-up / June TBR. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you did enjoy it, I do hope you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!